The food that we eat is getting more expensive and harder to grow. And part of the reason is because about 90% of the state of California is in some form of drought right now. But what if I told you that part of the farming solution could happen in big cities and involve no fresh water at all?
We got some sea truffle growing in here. It has just a really intense flavor. Right here we have sea lettuce growing. We're growing seaweed for food. You know, it's bathing in seawater all day, which has pretty much all the vitamins and minerals you can imagine, and it takes it in. My name is Tori Polizzi. I'm a seaweed farmer. That's what I do. How fake does that sound? You say like you're a seaweed farmer. It sounds pretty goofy, right? But it's not. So we are at Grape Street Pier in downtown San Diego. We're in the city. We got planes coming overhead every 10 minutes. We got fire trucks. And we have a seaweed farm going on. A 60 by 20 foot metal frame, which is basically just a large rectangle. And within that frame, we'll have 10 lines. We'll be testing growth measurements. We'll be looking at food safety. They're regenerative. They just keep growing. We're not using any fresh water. We're not using any fertilizers. We're not taking up any land, you know? But we're producing a crop that can grow like 5 times faster than anything else on the planet.
And the seaweed farming industry is growing just as fast. 12 U.S. states plus Puerto Rico now commercially grow seaweed. Maine, for example, has more than 30 farms compared to just a handful 5 years ago. Alaska produced 231,000 pounds of seaweed in 2020, and then more than doubled that a year later.
Right now, there's more energy, more enthusiasm in seaweed farming than I've ever seen. Seaweed farming is really the next frontier in farming. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world. We're going to have 10 billion people in the world in just a couple of decades. How are we going to feed them? Seaweed farming can be a really easy solution. You know, they're high in protein, high in carbohydrates, low in fat.
And it's a solution catching the attention of ports and local governments around California.
It's really unique, and we're really excited about it.
The Port of San Diego recently invested in seaweed farming, and not just for the food, but also because of seaweed's potential for cleaning the water and capturing carbon.
We're supporting startup companies that are focused on technologies that are helping to clean our environment. That's a model for ports around the world. If we do this right, just like the Santa Clara Valley came to be known as the Silicon Valley, the Port of San Diego and the San Diego Bay could become to be known as the Blue Tech Bay.
There's a farm under there. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, people love it. Chefs love it. You know, it's great. Right now, we are informing the Port of San Diego on what we can grow at a bigger scale. We have so much coastal space and so many opportunities. I think this is a good piece of what agriculture would be in California in the next 20 years.